regardless of what you call it. Polyvinyl carbonate, plexiglass, Lexan. This stuff right here, the worst thing to try to cut. Let's face it, those things that they give you at Home Depot, those sharp knives, fucking joke. Slice down 45 times. Hopefully you don't cut your fucking finger off while you're doing it. And if you're lucky and you did it right, you might just break off the piece correctly. Because the one time that you go slightly off center from what you actually need to cut, you're going to have that piece break off at the point where you jutted from the center line. And then of course when you try to break off the other piece, you toast the Lexan. You would think by now someone's got a solution for this. But a lot of the people online that are showing various different ways that they're cutting Lexan, or plexiglass, or whatever you want to call it, are cutting the thick sheets that never crack. These thinner sheets are a bitch. But I have a solution for you. Fight fire with fire. Instead of trying to gouge a knife 45 times and score along an edge point, why not just use a little heat? This right here is a 60-watt soldering iron that I had gotten off of Amazon. Although, to be honest, any soldering iron could probably do the same thing as long as the tip gets up pretty hot. Preferably if you can get a soldering iron that's got sort of a spade tip on it. Like so. More ideal. I've had this thing heating up for a while. According to the little dial on here, I've got it revved up to the max. Now keep in mind, because you are melting plastic, you're going to want to do two things. Eye protection is probably one thing you want to consider, but definitely a mask and ventilation. Let's see how I do with this. I'm just going to do a little cut here. So we're going to take this around here. Second pass. And a final pass. There you go. That had to probably have been maybe like, what, 20 seconds for me to cut through this sheet here? I guarantee you it would have taken 5 minutes with a knife. Let's try this again. Second pass. There we go. Very easy to do. Now after you've cut off your piece, unfortunately there will be a little bit of a slag piece around on here. Just let it cool off for a few minutes, use your fingers, and then just pry it off. Don't use a tool. You know why.